afternoon, Camp Davy Crockett.
I'm Hayden.
And I'm Zeph.
And welcome to Camp Davy Chronicles. Yep. I almost said that I'm Hayden again. I was just about to just keep going.
Well, it's Camp Davy Chronicles, comma, the. Like, if it was like an author's name in...
Right. So D is the first name. Yeah.
Yes. The
right.
Camp Davy Chronicles.
Yeah. So, I didn't know that the summer trip took you to Britain.
What summer trip?
I don't know. The one that you apparently took.
To Camp Davy Crockett.
Yep. Is that...
We were both there together the entire time.
I didn't know it was in Britain, though.
It was not.
How do you know?
I'm fairly certain that Whitesburg, Tennessee is in Tennessee. And Camp Davy Crockett is in Whitesburg, Tennessee, in case you didn't know.
So where did you pick up the accent?
Mostly from television, probably.
See, because it's odd, because, Pop-Tart picked up a Scottish accent.
That's true. Or Irish.
Close enough.
Yes.
Scottish, I think. I think he does both. Like, he picked up both.
Maybe.
Same spot.
I did speak in the English accent for the chess skit during
That is true.
Which we can talk about the skits now because we've released them all on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, they were a lot of fun. I think the chess skit was my favorite out of all of them. And then, of course, like the fishing skit and different things like that were my top tier.
Oh, yes. The fishing skit. So Daniel and Ethan version or me and Clayton version?
I think that the Clayton version was good. Okay. There was definitely moments in the Clayton version. That one was uploaded as well.
Yes.
Yeah, there was definitely moments in that version that were a little chaotic, but that's what made it funny. Of course, Daniel and Ethan, they did a good job too.
They were better practiced.
Yeah.
Because they had practiced.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you don't have the laughing in British down. Yeah. There you go. See,
yes.
I wouldn't try to do accents. I feel like I would make fun of somebody on accident.
Well, I don't know. It's just received pronunciation.
Oh, is that right?
It is the King's English, as they say.
Yeah. Well, the king needs to get over it because it's just kind of annoying.
Well, it's actually like an artificially created accent.
Well, yeah, it's not your accent.
I mean, not just mine. Like the accent itself was like invented on purpose for the upper class to distinguish themselves because they were like, we need to speak.
Yeah, we're better than everyone.
Back in the day, yes.
Yeah.
But now it's like a naturally descending accent.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not here in Tennessee though.
No.
Okay. You're killing me. That's where I'm going. You're killing me with the accent.
Well, you told me to do this entire episode in an English accent.
I thought it was going to be a funny bit, and now it's not. So, anyway, so the skits. The skits. They were cool. So, like I said, the ones that you did were funny. And then, of course, my all-time favorite, best skit of the entire campfire, confirmed. People actually voted on this.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. Best skit was the world record attempt, the Olympic.
Is that the one that got the most views on YouTube?
Nope, that was just an anonymous vote.
Okay. I think it might actually be the one that got the most views on YouTube, though.
I really have no clue.
I have not checked this.
I actually thought that it was the WrestleMania round.
Oh, yes, yeah. It was. I think the Olympic blanket toss was second.
Yeah, because I actually, for the first 2 days that it was on, I was looking, and I was like, wow. Because what I found interesting was that the... round one of the WrestleMania was the longest one of them, but yet it was the most viewed. And the retention rate on that was pretty good as well. So, I mean, maybe...
And rounds 2 and 3 did not get nearly as many views.
So, now they all, they didn't do bad, but they all... It was just strange.
It's just interesting. The YouTube algorithm works in mysterious ways.
Yeah. And then still our most viewed video of the summer was Daniel's... flipping the sign.
Daniel flipping the slushy sign was like 1,000 views, wasn't it?
Yeah, in like an hour.
Because it was a YouTube short, and sometimes those can just explode.
Right, which was cool. I mean, just think, 1,000 people bought a slushie.
1,000 people watched my brother drop a sign on the ground.
But I wonder if that translated to actual slushie sales. We should have taken a poll after.
Probably not. I think the fact that like skyrocketed immediately is a sign that the people who were watching it were not at camp.
Yeah. I don't know. Something that did affect, that Daniel did affect the sales of the Trading Post was part of the Gatorade thing.
That's true.
I highly think that translated to like sales of the Trading Post because for like 2 weeks straight, they ran out of Gatorade. They purchased it and ran out.
And there was one week in particular when there were people. So during the WrestleMania skit, when Daniel was one of the coaches for the wrestlers, he would yell, "Drink Gatorade!" and try to, I can't describe it. I don't know. He would tell the wrestler that he had to drink Gatorade to be powerful, and then he would win, and then
because electrolytes. And stuff.
And then at the end he would tell the audience that they should drink Gatorade and buy it from the Trading Post. And so one week in particular, I remember there were people who would keep yelling that at him throughout the week. Like after every flag ceremony, they would be saying, "Drink Gatorade," and he would be yelling at them back to drink Gatorade. And the Trading Post ran out of Gatorade on like Tuesday that week. It was.
I think that every time I see him from here on out, I'll scream that.
Do that. Everyone should do that.
Yeah. Anytime you see Daniel, just scream
at him about Gatorade until he regrets it.
Yep. I doubt that you could do that.
If that's the only thing anyone ever said to him.
For the rest of his life, just never said anything but drink Gatorade. Eventually,
he would probably partially regret it.
I bet you that he would just like get sponsored by Gatorade somehow. That would be cool. Gatorade, if you're wanting to sponsor camp, Daniel will sell it.
That's true. I mean,
we've not talked to him about this, but I can almost guarantee that he'll sell some Gatorade. He'll at least sell a bottle.
Yes.
Which is more than he's sold in the past.
We can guarantee that much. So anyway, what's happened since summer camp ended? Because that's all, that's all the past now.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's going on at camp. Of course, there's more improvements. Almost as soon as camp ended, there was like people that started moving in to try to improve camp. You'll have to come. Yeah, really.
I've not heard about this.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell them about it.
Oh, is there anything like significantly, like immediately obvious, like as soon as you would enter into the camp?
I mean, they've added more stuff to Cowboy Action, which is cool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's the best place. We got a new archery net.
Okay.
Which is cool. So you don't lose your arrows as much now.
Is there anything not in shooting sports?
Yeah, I'm sure there is.
Have they resumed STEM Center?
I think so. I don't know. Because I know that's on the list for before next summer.
It was on the list before this summer. And they pulled the roof out like the week before camp started.
Yeah, but that's progress. I know something that they have started back on was the pier at the dining hall. They started on it during summer camp. I think they've started on it again. So that's cool because that'll be really cool once it gets built. Is the little pier that's there for like fishing?
Fishing pier.
Yep, I assume that's what they call it, the fishing pier. Yeah. I'm sure there's going to be a name like for somebody.
Oh right.
So, but yeah, that's cool. And then, of course, there's been different events there. There's been quite a few people like troops and stuff that go camping there.
Of course.
But Fall Fellowship the Order of the Arrow, I think, is the only first big event that's happened since summer.
Right.
Well, no, induction.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Fall Fellowship.
Yeah. I remember last year we were both at Fall Fellowship and we recorded the podcast at Fall Fellowship. And
that's
this
true.
year I was very sad not to be there. I think this is actually the first one that I've not been at, which... I think Fall Fellowship is the only Order of the Arrow event that I've consistently attended until this year. And I was very sad to miss it this year.
Yep. And your brother was in charge of it. So, I mean, that was really just like...
For the second time in a row, though. Like, he already did that last year. So, I was like,
Well, maybe because he does an all right job, they're just like...
I would think so. If he did a terrible job and then they just gave it to him again, that would be... suspect.
That's true. But he had fun. It was Hunger Games themed.
Yes.
And they stayed up till like 4 a.m. Not that late. It was like 1 a.m. watching the first 2 Hunger Games or the first 3 Hunger Games. How many Hunger Games are there?
There are 4 movies.
Yeah. So they watched the first 2 the first night. That's Friday. Mm. That's the first night. And then the second night they watched the other 2. That's Saturday.
That makes sense. 2 plus 2 is 4.
Yep. 2 plus 2 is Saturday. I swear there were 5 movies.
No?
I think there is.
Well, there's a prequel that's about to come out.
There might be 6 then. Anyways, so they at least watched 2 movies one night, 2 movies the other night, and then during the day they had some fun Hunger Games related activities, and they were fun.
Dangerous.
Yeah. There was this giant dome that came down over the entire camp. No, that'd be cool though. It would never rain there again. I have tried to sell them on the idea of getting a giant tarp to put over the entire camp so that way it doesn't rain ever again, and it would be shaded. It would be perfect.
Okay.
So a dome would do the same thing.
Okay, but what did they actually do? Because when Daniel told me that the theme was Hunger Games, I was immediately concerned. Because how do you theme an event around, an event that is violent in the story?
Yep. Well, we did flu.
Well, okay.
Okay, so that was one. Right. Yep. And then we did volleyball.
What?
The classic scene in Hunger Games where they play volleyball to get stuff like food and such. Okay. We actually didn't play volleyball. I'll correct that.
Are you you're just making things up now?
We played on the volleyball court.
Oh, what did you play?
Well, we tried volleyball, and it turns out that everybody that was there. And I think you can ask anybody that was there, was terrible at volleyball.
Oh.
And so we got to where we were an hour into the game and no one had scored. And so we were like,
wow. So
we were like, this is terrible. So we decided.
Surely you're exaggerating.
Okay. And so we decided to play a version of a game that I don't remember what it was called. But
pickleball.
No. Okay. But basically you stood still and you threw the ball back and forth. And if you didn't catch it, you got out. It was that easy.
So catch with rules?
Yep, pretty much.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun, actually. We were way better at that than
were you throwing it over the net?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope, just throwing it. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, no, you threw it over the net. But there were like rules where you couldn't, once you caught it, you couldn't move. And then like each side of the net was a team still. Mm-hmm. And if like I threw it to you, like say we're on separate teams and I threw it to you, the next time it comes back, you can't catch it. Someone else on your team has to catch it.
And you're not allowed to move.
Well, yeah, you can. But when you have the ball, you can't move.
Oh, okay.
And then like when you get out, you're out.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
So it sounds to me like the event was Hunger Games themed, which meant you watched the Hunger Games movies and then just played regular games.
Yeah, but I didn't get to the rest of the stuff that we did.
Okay.
What else did they do? We went to Cope.
Okay.
That was Hunger Games-esque because we did.
Was it?
They did zip lining and rappelling.
The classic scene where Katniss
I'm
goes
pretty sure
zip lining.
There is a scene where they like have rope.
I'm sure they used rope at some point in this series that's based around survival in the wilderness.
Yep. I hate to admit this, but I think that was the second time that I've ever been to the top of the Cope Tower in my like Camp David Crockett career, even as a scout.
I've not been up there often. I'm not sure how many times, but probably no more than 2 or 3.
And that might even have been my first time up there. But I feel like I remember as a scout, like a Cub Scout, going up there to like zip line or something. Mm-hmm. But I don't remember it enough to recall it. But I definitely was up there during Fall Fellowship.
I think I've done the zip line twice.
Yeah, see, I didn't zip line.
I've never
I just stood there and made fun of people.
I've repelled elsewhere, but not there.
Yeah, I'm not scared of heights. I'm just height avoidant.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's what they always say.
Yeah. It's not the heights that scare me, it's the falling. So, but I do have to say, after watching Daryl and his crew do like stuff, I felt a whole lot better. I still didn't do it. I was like, you know what? This crew looks like they know what they're doing. I'm proud of them. I'm going to stay here, though. So
cool.
And so we did that, and then they did a scavenger hunt, which was interesting, to say the least.
Okay.
They went around and hunted like scavengers.
Wow.
And they found things so each group, so we had a representative from each chapter there.
Right.
And so each group got a different set of clues, and they had to go to the clues. The problem was that Daniel and the people who had set it up had put some of the clues in the same area as the other clues. And so one of the groups got a clue of something like go to the trading post. And so they went to the trading post and found a clue, but it wasn't their clue. It was the other group's clue. And so then they crossed paths. So then it was a mess. But they eventually did something and figured it out. And then
I thought you said Daniel did a good job.
I said
do better, Daniel. I know you're listening.
A decent job. I'll give him that. He had a scoreboard.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember which chapter won.
Wow. That's like basic information you should know.
Yeah, it wasn't Bishuine.
Oh.
And that's what matters, I think. They won last time and the time before that, so you gotta change it up a little.
Very good. Well,
I think it was AK. I think AK won.
Really?
If they didn't, we did.
Remember that? That's our chapter.
If they didn't, we did now. It's Camp David Chronicles approved.
Yes, if Camp David Chronicles says it, then you know it's true.
Yeah, that's terrifying. But yeah, and I think that's all they did. They might have. We ate food, lots of food.
Well, of course, Hunger Games. You have to eat food because you're hungry.
I wasn't hungry at any point that weekend. It should have been called the Not Hungry Games. But they did have a really cool T-shirt.
Oh, did they? I have not seen the T-shirt.
Yeah, I meant to wear it.
Oh.
But I didn't.
Does it have like a bird on it?
No.
It doesn't? Oh.
No. It's got like a... I bet you can't guess what animal it's got on it.
A beaver.
Yep.
Oh,
how did you know?
Well, that makes sense. And the beaver is the mascot of the Sequoia Lodge. I don't know if you knew this.
Yeah.
But
we called it the Mocking Beaver. So,
does it say that on the shirt?
No.
It should say that on the shirt. That would have made the shirt. I don't know what the shirt looks like, but it would have been better if it said Mocking Beaver on it.
Yeah. That's what I said. But it did have my favorite quote from the movie on the back of it, which I think is everybody's favorite quote, which is, may the odds be ever in your favor.
Oh, okay.
Because, it's a classic Hunger Games quote. If you've never watched the movie, you at least know that quote, I think.
Right.
It's from the Hunger Games. But yeah, that was pretty much the gist of what they did. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
Okay. So there was the beaver holding like a bow and arrow?
I think so.
Okay. I'm trying to imagine how it would be Hunger Games themed if it doesn't have a bird on it, because that's like...
Right. I got a shirt and I didn't put it on.
Oh.
And other people did, though. Yeah. And I looked at their shirt and I couldn't tell you. I know it was purple.
Okay.
And it said Sequoia Lodge on there.
We didn't have a shirt last year.
Nope.
For the dinosaur one. Mm-hmm. That's sad, because I would like...
They had one for the Indiana Jones.
Yes, that was a good shirt.
I didn't get one of those.
I have one.
Yeah, I know.
We should have had a shirt with a dinosaur beaver on it. That would have been fun.
I think every year when we create something, we should just make a different beaver for it and then call it that. Yeah. And then put it on the shirt.
Absolutely.
You have a Sequoia Lodge shirt on.
I do. I have a Conclave 2020 in 2021.
It's a beaver.
And it has a beaver with a bow tie.
Yeah.
And glasses.
Yep. I designed it.
You did?
No.
You didn't?
I designed half of it.
Oh.
The other people made changes.
You designed the bow tie?
Yep. No, I actually think I found the beaver and then other people put other stuff there. Anyway,
I think that we should do the word of the day.
Oh, I think so too. This is my favorite part. I've been waiting for it for the past 20 minutes.
The word of the day is celerity.
Celebrity?
No, celerity. Actually, it is spelled exactly like celebrity, but without the B.
Wow.
Can you guess what celerity means?
No.
I think it sounds very elegant to say. You should say it.
Celerity?
Celerity.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it when I say it. That's so weird.
Celerity means swiftness of movement. So, like being fast.
Oh, so can you be like, he was moving Celer? You just get that.
Celeritically. No, I don't know. I'm just making up new forms of word. But you could say he ran with great celerity. Oh. It just means speed.
Yeah. Wow.
But it sounds much more fancy than speed. And so if you say celerity instead of speed, then
you know what's not fast? If you said that to somebody, like somebody went running down through there, and then you said that.
Wow.
Yeah. And you would
such
have to
amazing celerity.
Yeah, you'd have to explain it, and that would be a waste of time.
But then you teach someone a new word, like I just did.
I don't even know what the word was.
Celerity. I first learned this word from, I don't remember, but it was, I don't remember what it was that I was reading, but I remember that it described a snake moving with celerity. And I was like, that feels like a very fitting word for a snake because I don't know, something about
See, now, if you're talking about snakes, that seems like you said, fitting for that.
So, maybe to make it an adjective, celeritis.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds like a scientist.
All right, what's your joke?
Okay, are you ready for the joke? You probably don't want to drink water.
Okay, I'm going to drink water.
Okay. No, this is like you spit all out. Okay. All right. Are you ready?
Yes,
are you prepared?
I am prepared.
Okay. How can you tell the gender of an ant?
An ant?
Yep. Like the little things that walk around.
Right.
Yep.
Well, I was thinking as opposed to an uncle because the word is inherently gendered.
Yep.
I don't know, Hayden. How do you tell the gender of an ant?
Okay. You put it in water.
Okay.
If it sinks, it's a girl ant. If it floats, it's boy ant.
This might be my new favorite joke.
That's what I'm saying. I heard it the other day, and it's amazing. Oh, man.
Oh, my. Wow. I think we might have just peaked with Camp David Chronicles jokes of the day. Well, except for Cindy Batten.
Yeah, that's true. I try to top that. See, it's a hard one to top.
But honestly, I mean, you're no Cindy Batten.
Wow, I've been told that.
The joke. I think the joke compares.
Yeah, I think she would enjoy it. Maybe I'll tell her.
I think she should listen.
Yeah, that's true.
Cindy, if you're not listening, are you even our friends? Or our friend? You're one person. I think, unless there's more than one. That would maybe explain how she keeps up the energy. There's actually
it's like
she has clones, and just every hour one of them just sneaks out to go take a nap, and then the new one comes out.
Yeah,
that would explain some things.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't. I don't think.
Do you like the new set dressing?
Oh yeah, that's true. I noticed every time that you lean back though, I'm afraid you're gonna hit your head.
We found this. The people who are listening can't see it, but there's a new sign that says "on the air," and we have one outside the room that we record in to let people know to be quiet, and we have one inside the room just to look cool.
So that way we know.
Yes, so that we know to not be quiet, because then it would be dead air on the podcast.
Yeah, there's been multiple times where I've just been sitting here and then look up and be like, oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
Recording.
We need to keep speaking.
Yeah.
Yes, but we put the Elsa and the Olaf on it, and one of the mugs of the Camp Davy Crockett of the mugs. I have one of them.
Yeah, that one doesn't have any drink in it, and so we put it up there. So, if you would like to have something displayed, I think we should find something new every week.
New every episode?
Yep. And
it's not weekly. It's monthly.
Every episode.
Yes.
And put up there.
Speaking of which, we have 3 more episodes of the year.
That's true. And then we'll be done forever. No, I'm joking.
But, I would say that we should tease what we'll do in the episodes, but we don't actually know yet. But we do know that we will have guests.
That's true. I'm excited. These are some of my favorite guests that are away from other guests.
The guests that we haven't determined yet.
Yep.
But I'm sure they'll be good ones.
They will be.
They will be.
Full confidence.
So, of course, for the last 3 episodes of the year, they're all monthly and sort of holiday themed.
Yeah.
So we could put props.
Oh man, we need a Christmas tree and everything.
Oh my god, we definitely need to have a Christmas tree for our Christmas episode.
Yes.
Which we might end up recording the Christmas episode at camp though.
Yeah, the person will be sitting right about here-ish.
Right.
And so we
need a Christmas tree.
Yeah, we can listen. We got plans.
We are coming up with plans live on the show today.
Yeah, no, we had
not live, but
years.
Yes.
Well, no, we're just on the air.
Yes, on the air, but not live.
Yeah, how did that become a thing?
What? On the air?
On the air.
Because radio waves go through the air.
Yep. But they don't have a sign for off the air.
No, you hold on. So this is genius. You see how the sign I'm so sorry for all of you who are listening and not watching YouTube, but you see how the sign has a red light inside
right, yeah,
it.
No, I see that, yeah.
It's actually plugged into the wall. So if I unplug the sign,
I still see the words.
It's not.
Nothing's changed.
It's not on
It went from red to black.
Yes, but the implication when it's not lit is that we're not on the air. Which is
But we are. Oh my
Right
gosh.
now.
So it just the audio just cut out.
All right, now we're on the air again.
Yeah, we should have like plugged that in so that way if that ever got unplugged, we just went off. It's like that light bulb in like London that's been burning for like 400 years.
What?
Yeah, there's like a light bulb. The London fact and the 400 years fact are a little out there.
But there is a light bulb somewhere.
Yeah.
That much we know.
There is a light bulb and it's been burning for a long time. And like a long enough time that where there's like a live streamed camera on it.
To see when it'll turn out.
To see, and like, it's not in America, I don't think.
Right.
But I think it's
probably is in London. That sounds like a very London thing to do.
And it's just been burning. So if that ever goes out, our podcast's over. That's the rule.
Yes, that is the rule. Speaking of London, we did not address why Hayden told me to speak in an English accent for the entire episode, and we're not going to.
Oh,
all right.
That was easy. Okay. So I think that we should discuss something before we get into our thought of the day.
Okay. So it's a pre-thought.
Yeah, it's a pre-thought because we have to set some boundaries. Okay.
This is going to be a heavy thought.
What is a sandwich? Now,
hold on.
Okay, I know we've discussed this and we won't get into
discuss this on the podcast.
I don't know. But I think that we need to discuss it a little bit. So the general gist is when two pieces of bread, two separated pieces of bread, not in compass. Let's see what's the best word for it.
So you're discounting hot dogs?
Yes, automatically discounting hot dogs and subs.
A sub has to be a sandwich.
Nope. It's on opposite sides of each other.
Okay.
With some kind of something in the middle.
Right.
But it can be anything you want as long as it's two bread in between.
Yes.
In the middle.
Right.
Sandwich.
Theoretically, but see, once you place any kind of definition on it, then you can pull something else. You're like, but this means that such and such is a sandwich, and then everyone's like, no, obviously it's not.
See, but here's the thing. Here's the thing to that argument. Okay, like a sub isn't a sandwich,
but it's cool.
Well, hold on. It's a sub sandwich. Okay, it's a sub genre of sandwiches.
But that implies that it's a sandwich. But you cannot, genre of music is music. Like, you can't say, oh, rock and roll, that's not music. It's just a genre of music.
Yeah, it's just a genre of music. So it's just it's just, okay.
I don't think this is
the classic sandwich.
Okay.
There's two pieces of bread.
A classic sandwich, yes. Now you're adding a qualification.
Well, yeah, because we're getting into genres.
Okay, so we can agree the genre of classic sandwich
is two pieces of bread.
Two separate pieces of bread.
Yes.
With
something in the middle.
In between it.
Yes.
In between them.
Yep.
Yes.
So, with that definition, okay, here we go. If two people on the opposite side of the world drop a piece of bread on the ground, the world briefly becomes a sandwich. And it should be named the Earthwich.
I've heard this before, and I cannot say that I disagree.
Yep. I mean, as long as it's perfectly opposite from each other.
Right, which is asking a lot.
So here's how we're going to do this. I'm going to go stand outside for the next 48 hours. And I'm going to continually drop bread on the ground. Okay? And hope that someone opposite us drops bread on the ground as well.
I thought you were going to tell me that I had to go to the other side.
I mean, you can if you want.
No, because you said, I'm going to go outside for the next 48 hours. And I thought that you're just like volunteering for the easier position and putting the burden on me to travel. And that you're giving me a 48-hour period to make it to the other side of the globe.
Well, if you had the option to stay here or to take a singular piece of bread to the other side of the world, would you stay here? I would travel. Like if those are my two options.
I don't have the budget for that.
No. Forget about the budget. The council is going to pay for it.
I think that's well outside of the proportion podcast budget.
We need a sandwich, Earthwich.
But first we have to do the weather balloon.
Right. If we connect the two pieces of bread, we have a sub
with it,
sandwich. Like if we keep the two pieces of bread connected to go to the opposite sides of the world, then it becomes
wait a
sub
minute.
sandwich.
That means if you have like a connected open face piece of bread, like a hot dog bun or a sub sandwich bread. I don't know what you call that. And you place that upside down on the ground, then the world is an open face sandwich.
Yeah, but that's the easier way to do it. I mean, I was literally just about to go travel to the other side of the world.
And
we just saved me some
saved the podcast budget.
I wonder what is directly on the opposite side of this. Like exactly.
It's
probably water.
It's probably ocean, yes. Yeah. I know I've looked at this before.
Yeah, the world's a lot of water.
Mostly, yes. Yeah. Well, at least it's on the surface.
I think I'm going to start mailing bread to people.
In like India and China and whatever.
Just
like
opposite places.
Drop this on the ground so that we can make a sandwich.
And then like send them a timestamp to this. And then they'll know.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you have to set an exact time of when they're going to drop the bread so that you can do it at the same time.
But what if everyone in the world,
if everyone in the world dropped a piece of bread on the sandwich
at like 4 p.m. in the afternoon,
would the earth get smaller?
Probably. With the force of bread going toward the world, with the gravitational pull that it has, would it just implode? Because the bread just sucks in on it?
That would have to be very heavy bread.
Well, but everybody, I mean, that's like...
Also, the earth wouldn't get smaller.
That's like 8 billion pieces of bread. Do we even have that much bread?
Hayden, if every person is standing on the surface of the earth and holding a piece of bread, that's the same amount of weight on the earth.
No, but then they're dropping it. So there's a force that's exerted upon the world. That's 8 billion times piece of bread.
Which is still very small.
Have you ever had 8 pieces of bread drop?
It wouldn't be small for me. 8 billion pieces of bread would drop onto my head. Yeah. I would die. I mean...
How much does a piece of bread weigh?
Not much. But like, still a lot less than...
3 pounds? No, I'm joking.
Well, you can make a piece of bread of any size.
Exactly. You have like 30-pound pieces of bread and 8 billion of them. That's a lot of weight. That's like more than 1 billion pounds of bread. It's like what weighs more, a feather or a pound of bricks? A pound of feathers?
You messed up that question a lot.
Yeah, a pound of feathers or a pound of bricks? What weighs more?
They're the same.
I know. That's a trick question. What weighs more, a pound of bread or dropping it 10 feet at the earth?
That's not at all the same thing. We need to stop before we...
implode the earth with bread.
I was thinking before we implode our, like, reasoning faculties of our brains, but...
Well, anyways, if anybody wants to go to the store and get a piece of bread...
If anybody wants
4 a.m. 4 p.m., not a.m. Gosh, my
4 p.m.
4 p.m. on the Saturday after this episode's released.
Which is September 30th.
Yep, we'll drop a piece of bread on the ground.
4 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
Yeah, that's true. Man, what if people are listening that aren't in the Eastern?
Right. Well, because if someone on the opposite side of the world, that would be
that's true. That's like
4 a.m.
Yeah. Gosh, I gotta think about these things.
So it'd probably be better to place it at a time that's like 11 p.m. to 11 a.m.
Inconvenient for both parties.
No.
If you're going to inconvenience one, you might as well convenience all bread droppers.
Both of them. Anyway.
I'll get back with y'all.
This episode's already getting away from us.
Maybe we'll do that at camp.
Next year, season 3, Camp Navy Chronicles.
The old bread drop.
If you want to sponsor the bread drop of Camp Navy Chronicles, just, I don't know, subscribe and follow us. It doesn't give us any money, but it gives us support of a more intangible kind. But that's really all that matters. Not really, but we care about them.
Yep. Well, if you made it this far, congrats.
Yes.
Go like the Instagram or follow the Instagram. Go like, that's what it is. Like the Instagram. Yes. Nope. Follow the Instagram.
Both.
Like the Facebook. Something on X.
I'm not worried about that anymore. I'm probably
tweet the X or whatever.
What even? I don't know. I don't think there's really any reason to keep using that anyway because we never had any interaction on it. So anyway, what was I going to say? Yes, if you listen to the entirety of this episode, you are a true Camp David chronicler.
Yeah, you deserve a piece of bread.
Yes.
And you deserve a sandwich, the whole sandwich.
Right. We will give you a sandwich.
No, we won't.
That is not a promise, but it is a fictional promise.
Listen, here's what we'll do. If you go to Subway or any reputable sandwich makers.
Reputable? Like peer-reviewed.
And you order a sandwich and pay for it, you can have it.
Actually, I'll even throw in this. If you will cover 90% of the cost of a single sandwich, I will give you 10%. If you tell me the word of the day of this particular episode.
34 times.
Yes. But this only applies to the first person to do this.
Yeah. You have 400 people asking for their 10%.
I'm just in case, gonna lay that. Yeah.
Well, I think that's it.
I think it is a great day to be a scout at Camp Davy Fun.
Bye.
Camp Davy Chronicles. It's